the kind of intolerant environment we are living in?
That I've already said that first of all the education. Then the education, the human rights subject is not there in right from primary to the graduation class here in Pakistan. Nobody knows it. So what is his right? I know only that I have got this right, but I don't want to accept your right.
Okay.
That is through education, educating the masses. We have held different workshops at far-flung places in the remote India, Sindh, Punjab, frontier. You will please believe me that there are people who say that we will not sit at such a place still. The Zimidar never allow a radio to be tuned down in his village. Still.
Right.
The Mullah Mosque is the
Still
servant,
strong.
the
Still very strong.
servant of the landlord.
Oh, okay.
So our NGOs, our ministries, we are also sitting in the rooms. It is none of our business to sit in the secretariat. What we are doing in the secretariat?
Okay.
We should go in the fields. Let us become a barefoot doctor like people.
Okay.
Having a bag like Abdullah Sahib and go in the field, and wherever there is a wrong, we should get hold of them.
Okay.
Now, one thing last,
right.
one thing, no, not the least, is that since People's Party is committed to live as an independent, honorable nation in the community of the civilized world.
Okay.
We don't want that the civilized world should curse us from death. We are not doing it for the displeasures of somebody else or pleasure of somebody. But we are doing that this is our obligation. This is our moral obligation as it has already been pointed out. There is a death penalty. There is a death penalty since long, but the murders are being committed.
Okay.
The basic formula should be that the punishments.
It's the crime that you have to end, not the punishment.
Not the punishment.
Okay.
Punishment has never made a man perfect. Right from the first day when the man was created, the first murder was committed.
Okay.
And nobody knew it. Who is the murderer and who is the murderer.
Okay, sir. Tahira Saiba, continuing from what basically Mumtaz Saab has said, the second protocol, the first is about civil and political rights. The second is on torture and humane treatment of prisoners. Again, the war on terror, the entire, hoopla about it. How do you implement it? Or how do you even make it a reality in today's environment?
The first step to gauge the intention behind the action, because your actions and intentions have to go in tandem. You can't just ratify something with reservations and say my intentions are good. The first thing that one noted here was that it was not the Ministry of Human Rights or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but it was the Ministry of Commerce whose subject suddenly the ratification of these two conventions became. And one pointed it out. One pointed this out. Even publicly, one pointed this out.
No, I'm sorry to say it. This Ministry of Commerce has got nothing to do with it. I presided that. I was the head of the committee appointed by the cabinet.
Okay.
And Minister of Commerce was not even there. Interior, Foreign, Minority, and Religion.
Okay.
We were the 5 ministers over there.
All right.
We have done work on this. But I tell you one thing, why commerce? Commerce was also because we were lacking certain funds. We don't have any person in Geneva to look after our interest on the human rights.
Okay.
We don't have, in many countries we don't have.
Okay. It was
human rights
also
subject here in Pakistan, that has been...
It's on a very much of on a back burner.
That has never been given importance in Pakistan.
Okay.
I still say, again I repeat 1,000 times, that here the look after of the animals budget is 80 crores, whereas the Human Rights Ministry has got only 8 crores.
Exactly.
that
tells you
that tells you what needs to be done.
Okay.
The reason commerce was brought into this whole rigmarole, instead of being led by the one whose subject it is, was because somehow there has been pressure by foreign donor governments, such as the European Union, where we wanted the general system of preferences, the WTO, the United States government, etc. I think one should do it on its own merit. These things need to be done per se, not because of any trade tariff barriers to be lifted and general system of preferences to
once we have signed the MOU, Once we have signed the original Declaration of the Human Rights,
Yes.
we were supposed to do it.
That's right.
Right.
There was no
That's right.
point of
That's
Delhi
right.
done.
So I'm glad it's happened. 2 years down the road, it's happened. I'm happy about that.
Okay.
You asked about what practical measures can be taken. The first thing to do is to look at existing laws and see which ones need to be abolished,
That's important.
repealed. And here one will mention the blasphemy law, the death penalty law, the Juvenile Justice Ordinance of 2002 needs to be further amended. It has been amended a bit. It's been badly modified. It needs to be amended even further. Laws pertaining to women, the Hudud ordinances, the Qisas and Diyat, the Shahadat, the criminal amendment done in December 2004 against honor killings. There's still muafi namas and razi namas, compromises and all
Everything
sorts
that's
of
there.
negation, forgiveness and compromises happening. So we really need to sort of pull our socks up and roll our
Address these
sleeves up
issues.
and look at existing laws, what needs to be done to them, whether they need to be repealed or revised. The 2004 thing that I mentioned on honor killings
Right.
needs to be revised. The domestic violence bill that is lapsed needs to be revised. So many things need to be done. In terms of civil liberties, I think we need to go much further than we currently, a lot needs to be done in terms
I'll
of
come
civil
back. I'll
liberties.
come back to that.
And torture, I think the police laws, the laws and the rules pertaining to the
Right.
police were done, there was a police order in collaboration with in conjunction with the